The goal of this video is to help you stop living for other people. These people have a whole lot of control of your life, and I'm gonna help you get your power back, okay? That is the goal of the video. So we'll mostly talk about things like external validation, people pleasing, things that lead to you actually not living your full self, not living up to your full self, but actually living for other people and trying to constantly satisfy them and not listen to your own self. We'll first start with external validation, which is a whole lot. The absolute need of this external validation. You want people to show you that you are valid, that you are worthy. What comes with external validation is that you can know you're pretty, but you actually want people to call you pretty, and then you can use that data and say, see, I am pretty. But that's not always going to happen. You want these people to validate you, but you do not need to be validated. And that's a big problem, because when people don't actually show you the validation that you want, you're going to start thinking you're not pretty. So you give these people the power of how you think of yourself. You give them complete power. And there's this theory that I would like to discuss, and it's the club theory. And it's something that I have analyzed, being in my 20s, and if you go to a club, you see a whole lot. Like, you learn a lot from going to the club. You actually do. And I think, like, when you as girlies, right, go with your friends, as much as I hate to say it, do not go to the club with the wrong people. There are girls, and there's also men like that, but I'm going to speak of my own experience. There are girls who go to the club for external validation. They go to the club for very different reasons. They don't go to the club because they want to have fun with their friends. No, because to them, if they go to the club and someone asks them out, or somebody wants to dance with them or do anything like that, then they are worthy enough, then they are pretty. So if it doesn't happen, it's the end of the world, and they will do anything to get some form of validation. And then when you're their friend and you get that attention, it is over. It is over, because they will literally fucking hate you, and they'll start thinking, why does my friend get attention? Why don't I? Am I the ugly Betty in the group? And it keeps circling. And this is very normal. There are a lot of people like that, and this is normal behavior. I don't want to discredit that if that's something that someone's going through. But these are very dangerous people to be around, because this mindset is actually really bad to have. Think about things logically. First of all, people can find you attractive and still not approach you, and still you cannot be their type. There's two things that are important with the club theory, and that's type and also the value of things. You can be incredibly beautiful, but let's take an extreme example, just incredibly extreme, right? Medi's in the club, yay. Medi's in the club, and everyone in that club, for some, like, hypothetically, is into blondies. They might look at me and think I'm an attractive person, but they won't want to dance with me or this or that. If my friends are blondies, just very random example, they'll probably talk to them instead. Because the truth is that you can be attractive to someone and still not be their type. People have completely forgotten the word type. If this person does not ask you out, does not dance with you, does not buy you a drink, does not make you ugly, you might just not be what they're looking for, and that's completely fine. But that's a big problem here. People think, oh, well, that means I'm ugly. That's not true. Nobody even called you ugly. You made that analysis. You made that conclusion. This is very important. Another thing that I wanted to mention was the value of it. Because how valuable is it that these people at the club actually make a move on you? How valuable is that? Because tomorrow, hypothetically again, they'll make a move on the next person, and on the next person. So you're seeking value on a place where it's not really that valuable. This external validation is not that valuable. It's not, but you give it so much value. You give all these people in the club so much power over you, over the fact whether you're beautiful, whether you're worthy. Comes again, if this person buys me a drink, then I am valuable, and then I am validated. That's ridiculous. It gives also a whole lot of expectations on other people, but I'm just trying to give you this club theory to understand these two things, right? The fact that people can have a different type and just simply aren't attracted to it, and the fact that not every person's validation or opinion on you is that important. Not each and every one of them hold value. I'll go deeper into them. So you have types, right? I'll explain this from like a content creator aspect, because I find it a lot easier to explain it through that aspect. Imagine a big YouTuber. Imagine Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast has over 300 million subscribers. Yet I personally do not really like his content much, like the way he speaks or this or that, so I don't watch it. So even someone with that many subscribers can still have people who might not really feel it. I see YouTubers every day who have an insane amount of following, an insane amount of success, but I can't watch a video, not even a minute clip of them, because something agitates me. You know, maybe it's their laugh, the way they speak, the way they edit. It can happen, because that's the cool thing about YouTube. You have your own YouTubers that you watch, right? And it's a personal experience. Have you ever showed your favorite YouTuber to your friend? Yeah, how awkward was that? Watching a video of your favorite YouTuber with your friend, that's like an awkward experience. They won't laugh at the jokes, they won't get it, because your favorite YouTuber is a very personal experience. Because you have the type of content creator that is meant for you. You have your own opinions. You have your own type. I don't like content creators who are very fast-paced and very everything whoa, you know? I don't like that stuff. So I like myself more calm type of content. That's good. That's good. I'm allowed to like that. So you have your own type of creators. So for example, when now that I'm a YouTuber, there's going to be people who will not like my style of videos, might not even like my hair. That's the reason they click off. That's completely normal. There's nothing wrong with that. So again, people have different types. Bro, people have different types of like favorite food, favorite color. They will have different types in relationships. So of course they'll have different types of content creators, friendships, everything. Everyone is so drastically different. Whatever you are or whatever you make has an audience for you. There is already an audience for that. I don't have to now, in order to be validated in someone's type, I don't have to, for example, dye my hair blonde to be cool in the club. I don't have to do that, because there's already people whose check marks have all fucking, checked up. That's cool. There's already people who are attracted to how you look. There's already people who like the way you make your content. Those are the important people. That's the audience that already exists. You don't have to change, and you don't have to constantly prove yourself for people to like you. Once you understand that there's already an audience out there for you, you respect the fact that there's an audience that is not there for you. Another thing I wanted to mention was how valuable certain people's opinions are. I value more what someone thinks of me when they're my boss maybe, or my partner. But why should I value what a random person who makes a comment about me on my YouTube channel or my Twitch, why should I value their opinion just as much as I value my partner's opinion or my parents' opinion? I shouldn't. You should understand how valuable someone's validation of you actually is, because you cannot, everyone's slightest comment on you cannot be your entire basis of who you are. This brings me to something that's really important that I already mentioned, that you shouldn't live for other people. It goes hard. People pleasing all has to do with external validation. You people please kind of out of selfish need, because you have the selfish need of people liking you, and you cannot handle that they don't like you. So you think, how am I gonna get them to like me? I'm going to say yes to everything they propose. I'm gonna move things aside to help them, to do things for them. And honestly, I think that is the worst thing you could possibly ever do to yourself. It is very deep. It is very problematic. To further explain how ridiculous people pleasing actually is, I will have to explain a little bit more of my own story and how I had to move on from this people pleasing, right? So when I got sick and I got hospitalized, I didn't have anything really much to live for. I had so many altercations on my brain. I could not study, so I couldn't do anything. I was kind of already at a position that I was kind of powerless. So I realized that, you know, if everything's gone to shit, let me control this one thing I can control, and that is whether people like me or not. People pleasing gives you this false control that you have power over someone liking you or not liking you. You don't actually have power over that. People decide that themselves most of the time. Of course, yeah, you can do things that can have them respect you more, and you could spend more time with someone and put effort in. Effort is great, but you don't really hold that much power. I've had this very often in my life. I haven't even said a word, somebody doesn't like me. That's just what happens. You don't hold as much power as you do. But I thought this is one thing I have power over. So I would skip classes to see people, skip exams to go to events. I would lose my jobs because I wanted to party or do this with that person and just kind of constantly people please. I would skip myself constantly. And what I would do is I would do things that would make them like me. And in order to successfully do that, I would have to push away doing things that would make me like me. So actually build up my YouTube channel, start streaming, focus more on school. I would push all that aside. But those are the things that would make me like me. But I would push those aside just so I could perform things that would make them like me. And I'll tell you something. When I was in that hospital bed, I was alone. When you're on your deathbed, you're alone. And my biggest regret I had at that moment was I didn't live for myself. I lived for other people. I was too obsessed with having good tabs with everyone that I had no time free in my schedule to actually make my YouTube videos, to actually do things that I wanted to do, to pursue the career that I always wanted to have, because I was so focused if so-and-so likes me and this validation and this bullcrap. You want external validation? Do things that you like. Do things that make you like yourself, and do that on a consistent basis. You will never need external validation again. But I was so scared to make that move because, oh no, if I focus on my YouTube career, then so-and-so will not like me no more. And if I say no to this event and no to that event and no to this person, then they won't reach out to me anymore. And I had all these thoughts. So I remember as I was in the hospital bed, I would just remember praying. And I'm not a religious person, I'm not really religious, but I was praying and I was like, just give me one more chance, man. I will redo everything. I will never live for other people again. I will do what I was set out to do. I'm done with this. Just give me one more fucking chance and I will do it, okay? I'll fuck them, please. Because I felt so stupid. Because all these people I was desperately trying to keep a tab on, I'm on that fucking hospital bed, all alone, in my own misery. And I was going to pass away with nothing. I had nothing. What did I do for this world? Nothing. What was my impact? Absolutely nothing. It was nothing. I lived to exist. Didn't have my own life figured out. I just lived to exist. Meanwhile, everyone was able to get benefit from me, which is fine. I think you should help people. You should do these things. But if you have to consistently push aside your own shit for that, don't do it. Not worth it. Really not. So once I got back and I realized that, you know, this illness is gonna stay, I'm not gonna get better. So I'm just going to go after my dreams. I'm gonna do it. I made my first YouTube video. I kid you not, I lost friends, I lost relationship, I lost shit because people were very upset. People were very upset. People don't like it when you make that shift. I did something and only I can benefit from it? Ooh, they didn't like that. What was their cookie? They didn't get a cookie. This was only for me. Oh, they didn't like that. I heard people who desperately tried to stop me from doing what I wanted to do. I had people who, they tried so hard to suppress me and get me back to my old ways, but I didn't feel like that no more. I was like, no, I'm gonna do this actually. And I had to push away a lot of people. Bro, there was no better bad people filter. Okay, there is no better bad people filter than chasing your dreams, okay? Once you chase your dreams, everyone that was not good for you will be gone. They will do it themselves. You don't even have to push them away. They will probably get so exhausted they'll just leave. Really. And then the people who stayed were people who actually actively support what I like and what makes me feel important and what I want to do with my life, instead of me trying to fit into everyone else's life just so they would give me an inch of external validation. Bullshit. Absolutely not. And I realized if I want to become this new version of myself, there will be an audience for that. There will be friends for that. Time will come. But I will never be in my 20s again in this opportunity for myself. I have to do it. I have to do it. So fuck living for other people, really. Because you have to do what makes you feel happy and what makes you feel accomplished and go after your dreams. That's what you have to do, not live someone else's life. But you will lose a lot of people when you do that, because you'll realize what people really are like. And someone can watch my content and think my laugh is annoying or think I'm annoying. I get hate comments, I get this and that. That's fine. This brings me to the next point. I see so many people on TikTok and YouTube, they try to preach confidence, but there's one thing where I kind of disagree on it. And that is that when somebody rejects you, the last thing you should say is, it was a privilege to talk to me, they're missing out, they're so stupid. Don't do that. You are sounding so insecure. When somebody doesn't like you, they are allowed to not like you. They're allowed to not be attracted to you. They're allowed to not have you as their type. They're allowed to not want to be friends with you. People are allowed to do that. When you allow people to not like you, you will get so much peace. Because you will realize that no matter what power you hold, if somebody decides they're not going to like you, no force on earth can change that. So you're going to allow it to happen. That does not mean you're not this incredible person, but people are allowed to think otherwise. When you make room for people to not like you, you will also simultaneously make room for people to like you. There's no human on earth who doesn't have both haters and lovers. It's true. Look at Mr. Beast, has haters, but also look at the amount of supporters he has. This is normal. You will never experience a life where everyone will be chill with you. And be careful, because this people pleasing, like I said, you change your behavior, you will see how people are. I had something recently, this guy texted me, right? And we've been talking for a bit, but we haven't seen each other very often. It wasn't nothing that serious. This person was not really that relevant, to be honest. But I would be like, I'm sorry, I can't meet today, but after stream, I'll come see you. It's fine. After stream, we'll see each other. That's cool. No, I want to see you now. I'm like, no, but you can't see me now. This is my schedule. You can see me after stream. If that's not possible, we're not seeing each other today. I remember one day I was in class and he was like, do you really have to go to school? I'm like, what do you expect me to do? You expect me to skip class? Mind you, this person refused to leave work for 5 minutes earlier because it was inconvenient. This person refused to talk to me for 2 weeks because they were on vacation. But me, I have to bend my ways to make shit. When you have to bend your ways to make shit possible for others, you need to run. That's not normal. You are forcing something and they are not worth it. And I remember recently, a couple of days ago, he had the audacity to say the following. I was streaming And I told him, like, after stream, we can meet up. He said, is streaming more important than me? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What? Can you imagine someone saying like, oh, I'm going to work, and you say, is work more important than me? Yes! Streaming is more important to you. I saw you 3 times. I made room for you. I made time for you. But you don't like it. You want it in your terms. What's your reason that you want to meet up earlier? Oh, just because. You have no reason. Well, then fuck off. Is streaming more important than me? This person wants me to quit school. Just don't go to school. Don't stream, Eddie. Don't go to work. Be always available for this piece of shit. There are people like that, very dangerous. I see people, they go into relationships, they go into friendships. They have to leave everything behind in order to be with that person. And they do it. They stop talking to their families. They stop going to work. They stop going to school. They stop chasing their dreams. They stop everything. They don't talk to their friends. Nothing. And then, when the breakup happens, when that person is maybe not your friend anymore, not your partner, whatever, you know what happens then? They have to come back to their disfigured life because they fucked up everything else. They have nothing to come back to. How ridiculous is that? That's what happens when you live for other people. You'll have nothing to come back to. You come back, your life is shit. Yeah, because you bend all the ways to make this work for that person, just so they would like you. You can't control if somebody likes you or does not like you. There is no force on earth. You can wear a different outfit, talk a different way. You can't force that. People have their own types of people. That's it. So you need to find validation within yourself. And the only way to do that is to start doing things that make you like you. That's how you get your internal validation. And guess what? Now I don't give a fuck. You don't like me, get the fuck out. I don't give a fuck. You don't like me, that's good for you. I have people on my stream, sometimes they're very upset. They're like, oh, I don't like the fact that you're this, or I don't like this kind of content you make. Leave. If you don't leave, I'll ban you. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. You will never be in a situation where everybody likes you. I'm gonna be myself and people are gonna join for that. How about that? I have the internal validation now because I've consistently done things that I care about. And whoever has a problem with that can fuck off, because no way. When you start living for yourself, you will not feel that insecure no more, because you'll quickly realize that if you care about that person today, their opinion, tomorrow you care about theirs, you'll have a lot more peace as well. Anxiety often comes from the constant need of external validation. The reason you don't have internal validation maybe is because you haven't really proven to yourself that you want to do things that you always wanted to do. You want to work out, it's been 2 years you haven't moved to the gym. You want to do these things, but then you ask yourself why you're not confident. Wizard Liz also said once, like, what do you have to be confident about? You have to ask yourself, how often do you do things for you that make you like you? I like myself when I'm a person who constantly works out. I like myself when I'm a person who makes content that I promise myself to do. That makes me like me. And then I get confident because I do those things. And if somebody rejects me, I'm not going to tell them that my content is so fucking incredible. Anyone not watching is missing out. That's not true. You're allowed not to like my content. There are going to be YouTubers out there that are going to do a better job for you in terms of your own opinion, and you're going to like them instead. There's going to be people who have a different type. I'm not going to bend my waist to be with you. That is what I wanted to mention today. I'm just happy to be back on YouTube. It's been a while. Just Excel has been eating me up. I want to, first of all, again, I know you guys are going to be sick of me, but I need to thank you guys again. Thank you so much for all the support. April has been such a beautiful month for me already. It's only been a week and you guys have been sending me so much support, and it's hard not to get emotional. I can't even speak. I can't imagine a reality without streaming no more, because you guys have given me like a place to call home, and you guys have given me support that is just out of this world, and it just reminds me every day that I made the right decision to keep going and keep making my content. I also want to thank you for supporting my YouTube videos, because I know it's, you know, it's not Twitch. You come from Twitch to my YouTube, so I understand that it's like an extra effort, an extra thing you're doing, and it does not go unnoticed. I've been receiving an insane amount of subscriptions lately that I cannot even... How do I talk about it? I can't talk about it because what in the world? Thank you guys so much for everyone who subbed. Special thanks for everyone in the community, because I don't know. It's like, this is what I'm talking about. You do things that will make you like you, and that makes that attracts people that want to like you for you as well. There is an audience for everyone, and you guys showed me that I didn't need to change myself in order to get an audience. That's fucking crazy to me. Thank you. I'll be celebrating 200 followers on Twitch very soon, because I know it's been growing, so it will be very soon. I have a couple of ideas, so I'm very excited about that. Thank you so much for all your support, and I hope that my videos can provide any form of help for you. Again, if there is a request, something that you want me to specifically make a video about, like these type of videos, right? Let me know. You can tell me in the YouTube comments down below. You can send me a message on Instagram or privately if you really feel uncomfortable to have other people read it or something. Or you can talk to me on Twitch. I go live on Twitch 4 days a week. I am there. And hopefully there's something I can do for you. But the world cannot describe how much you guys are doing for me. And I remember being in that deathbed and thinking to myself, I haven't had any positive impact on the world because I've given so much to these people instead. And this is not a reason, you don't have to be a dick either, you know, but you have to know your own limits as well and focus on yourself as much as you can. And you guys are giving me a platform where I'm finally able to have some form of positive impact on people, and that is insane to me. Thank you so much, and I cannot wait. I have a couple of ideas on how we can celebrate and I'm looking very forward to it, because obviously it does involve Twitch, so stay tuned. And yeah, that will be the end of the video, so see you guys next time when I do yet another thing. Bye bye. By the way, my voice is so gone, this is not cute. Bye bye.